Hi everyone, for today's video we're going to be doing another upgrade on my above ground pool, and we're going to be doing that by adding this through wall skimmer. So if you have an above ground pool, you'll notice that there is no built-in skimmer to them, and basically you always have to spend your time skimming your pool to keep it clean. So this is the Hydro Tool skimmer. I actually purchased this from Amazon, and this thing comes with a nice manual, the skimmer body housing, the basket. This is the flaps, the vacuum adapter and the top plate cover, the hose coupler, the top cover, the return fitting, the faceplate, and a butterfly style gasket. It also comes with the Teflon tape and all the screws that you need. I've seen a lot of video where above ground pool owner have added this to their vinyl soft-sided pool, and they have different instruction on doing it. Mainly the difference is between how to use this. Some of the instruction actually cut this in half, and some just use this as a butterfly. Okay, and according to some users, for a soft-sided pool you want to cut this in half so that it will create a proper seal for your vinyl pool. Some said only cut it in half if you want to install this without losing any water, and some says that this thing should be used as a butterfly. So basically you want to do a cut on your pool and then put the vinyl in between these flaps right here. And after reading the manual, I realized that this product is actually made for hard-sided above ground pool. So if you look here, their instruction is basically cutting over through metal and then opening this thing and putting it inside that cut. So the manual never mentioned to install this in a soft-sided pool. But a lot of people have used this successfully in their soft-sided pool, so I decided I'm gonna give it a try. Hopefully we'll be able to install it without any leaks. The only thing you'll need to install this is a brand new blade, a Phillips screwdriver, you're gonna need a marker, and I'm also gonna be using a drill to puncture a hole into the pool wall. Okay, plus I decided I would like to use a level to make sure that I'm installing the unit properly. And when you do your install, make sure that you don't cut through here. Okay, I know you wanted to have it higher, but you want to cut around here, because even on hard-sided pool the instruction is do not cut on the top area of the vinyl that is protecting the pool. And also you want to make sure that you are installing it into the side where the wall is actually straight. Okay, so this is where the straight pole is, and this is the one that actually bows down. So this part here is actually slanted a little, so you don't want to install it in that part. If you have a circular pool, you have no problem. If you have an oval pool, you want to install it on this part right here. And if you have a rectangular pool, you want to install this on the shorter end of the pool. So for me, I have decided I'm going to be installing it on this side, so I'm going to be measuring it right here and basically putting my gasket on this line as well. So basically I want it like this. So let me go ahead and make sure I am level. Okay, so that is perfect, and I'm just gonna use my marker to mark all the sides of the gasket. Okay, and then if you notice, your gasket have 5 holes on the top and 3 holes to the side, but the faceplate only have 3 holes to the top and 2 holes on the sides. What you want to do is you want to line this thing up, and basically the holes are actually 1 in the middle and 2 to the sides, and then do the same thing on the bottom, 1 in the middle and then both sides. And then to the sides you want two holes plus the middle as well, because for some reason the manual is telling us to add a screw in the middle even though there's no screw on the faceplate. So I'm not sure if that is only for the hard-sided pool, but I decided I might as well add one there. Then I'm just going to use my drill bit to put some hole in the middle of each circle. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use my ruler and my brand new blade to make a cut. So I would like to do the cut right on top of where the line is. So you want to make sure to cut it correctly. Okay, so, and then I'm gonna be doing the top, I'll do the bottom. I'm right on the water line, okay? And then I'll do the cut on the sides. So what I did is I did the cut, but I did not cut the very corner of each one. So that helps me make the straight cut, and now I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up. Then I'll do the bottom first. I should have done the bottom first before the top. And then I'll do this part right here. Then I'll just finish this off right over here. Just do it slowly so you don't cut too much. Okay. So now you can actually see I'm right on the water line right now, so it's perfect. So I'll see if I can actually add this thing right here. Hopefully it fits. If not, then I have to make my cut a little bigger. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I really want. Okay, so when I put all the stuff here, this thing should lay flat perfectly. Okay, so this thing comes with 10 screws. You'll notice you have this size right here, you have 8 of this, and then you have 2 small screws. So according to the manual, they want you to use the 2 small screws, and basically they want you to put it right here in the middle. Okay, right now we don't have anything yet. We only have the gasket, and you notice the faceplate only have 2 holes. And the reason for that is the manufacturer basically wants you to put this thing first before you actually put the faceplate. So this 2 screws right here is what's going to be holding the housing to your pool. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and push this thing here, and also this one right here. Okay, and then after that I'm going to be installing this skimmer housing first. So this is gonna go to the middle hole right here. So let me go ahead and do that first. So this is gonna like help you install the whole assembly without any problem. Okay, so this one first, and then this one too. I'm gonna go right here. And basically before you tighten this, you want to install your flap as well, okay? Because this flap, once you tighten this thing, you won't be able to install the flap anymore. So just gonna go ahead and put the flap inside. So So if you look here, the flap is now inside, and then now I can tighten this first two screws. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten it all the way. Okay, so now I just want to show you how it looks like on the other side. So right now we only have the gasket here. The screw is actually right here. Okay, so if you make the hole too big, this thing is just gonna go through the wall. So if you accidentally cut a big hole, you can always use a washer to make sure that this thing stays. So right now this is now holding the skimmer body. Okay, and before you add the faceplate, you want to make sure that this is already installed so that you won't have any problem later on. So now you just want to install the faceplate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and begin with the middle and just put it right here. So I was able to do it by hand. Then I'm just gonna go tighten it a little so that it doesn't fall into the pool. Then I'll put the next screw in. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten them in a crisscross pattern so that they will be tightened evenly. Okay guys, I just want to show you this. If you look outside, there looks like a gap right here, but inside is actually really tight. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a problem, but I think it should be fine since this is a butterfly. So as long as it's tight inside, it should not, the water should not come out, right? So we'll see how that works. So right now we can install this basket. So if you notice the basket on the side, there's like flat sides. So basically you want to install it this way so it can pass this part right here, and then you want to turn it in. So once you turn it, this thing should not go anywhere anymore. And then you can use the top cover. Make sure you align this side to that side right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. And just turn it like this. Okay, so now I have the hydro tools here. I have everything in. And now I can actually install this right here so I can install my hose here. Want to come back to this. You can see right now everything is now fitted properly. So earlier I thought that everything is already good because I could not tighten the screws anymore. Actually, the problem is the screw head. Okay, so you need to use the right screw head. I'm not sure what number is this. This is just one of the screw heads in my pile of screws. So this is actually, look at this, this is actually wider compared to this one right here that I was using earlier. If you look here, the one on the left have a more narrow pointed end compared to the one that I'm using now on the right, and also this is the end of it. Okay, so make sure you use the right screw so you can tighten it properly without stripping the screw heads. So right now everything's good, no more leaks. You see now the water's coming out of there. So the water output before is now the return. This is now the outflow, and the previous inflow is now not being used. So right now I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm thinking I might use this two holes right there that is used to be the outflow. I'm thinking I'm gonna be using that if I wanted to do a DIY water heater, and then I'll probably go back over there for the actual return. Okay, so right now everything is getting pulled into the strainer basket. You can see that, and I think I should also get a sock for the filter basket so that the smaller debris will not go into the filter, but I'll be able to just remove it from here and toss it out. If you like this type of video, make sure to click the like and the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.